Hello friends, welcome to English Agyan Chintan के साथ and today we are going to discuss a new topic for IELTS Task 2, right? But before we do this, let me show you the playlist in which like I have described like 100 words, 100 IELTS vocabulary words with meaning and with sentences. So if you find them correct, if you find them useful, then please go through those videos. And I really believe that by practicing those words daily, you will definitely improve your IELTS vocabulary and definitely it will produce great results for your IELTS task too. Even those words, the uses of those words will also become helpful to improve your scores in IELTS speaking as well. Okay, so if you find them useful and if you find them correct, then please use them also. I will suggest one video per day, and that will definitely bring some changes, good changes in your scores. Now let's come back to the topic of the essay, and the today's topic is all about is somehow relevant with the fashion industry or the latest fashion. If I read out the statement which is in front of you, then the statement of our IELTS Task 2 is something like this. In many countries in the world, people buy clothes and choose hairstyles according to the latest fashion, right? It means that the people are following latest fashion nowadays in terms of purchasing clothes and in terms of their appearance of their hair. Okay, so they choose latest clothes and they choose latest hairstyles. Now the first question, okay, why is this happening, and is it positive or a negative development? So if I talk about the type of the essay, then this is the essay in which straight away you are given two questions. Okay, and just because of these two questions, you need to answer each question in each paragraph of your body. Okay, again we can follow the four paragraph pattern over here. Okay, the first paragraph will be your introduction, the second paragraph will be the answer of your first question, like, and the first question in this statement is why is this happening, why people choose latest clothes and hairstyle. So the factors supporting that why will be your answer for the first question, and that will be available in your body paragraph number 1. The second question is like, is it positive or a negative development? It means the people choosing latest clothes and hairstyle, okay, is a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, is it advantageous for people or a disadvantageous? Okay, so in body paragraph number 2 you need to mention like the advantages and the disadvantages of this latest trend in which people buy latest clothes and they choose latest hairstyle. So what are the advantages and disadvantages? The answer of second question will be your body paragraph number 2, and the last one will be your conclusion. So this is how we can develop this particular essay. But let's start with the introduction. And as we all know that for writing introduction, first of all we need to do two activities, and the first activity is to find out the keyword from the statement. So without wasting any time, let's start keyword hunting from this particular statement. So friends, as you can see from this particular statement, and if I really want to highlight my keyword of this sentence, then it would be latest fashion, right? So we can write 3 to 4 sentences, okay, or maximum like it is up to you, like two to three or 4 to 5 sentences you can write about how latest fashion in terms of clothing and in terms of hairstyle, okay, influence the life of people. Okay, so according to like by considering that thing, like you can write 3 to 4 sentences, and what kind of sentences you can write by using this particular keyword that we are going to see in a minute in a next slide, in which the entire introduction paragraph I am going to show you. Okay, so ultimately the thing is that for this particular statement, the keyword is latest fashion. Okay, now the next important activity which we need to do for any given topic would be writing thesis statement. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's start discussing thesis statement for this particular essay. Friends, if I talk about the definition of thesis statement, then it is nothing but a statement by which you can communicate your thought process to examiner, or examiner will come to know that this particular candidate will write about this and this thing in further essay. So any statement in your introduction paragraph which highlights this particular thing, that will be considered as a thesis statement for your essay. And friends, thesis statement is mandatory. If you do not write thesis statement, then you will lose band for sure. Right? Now, as you can see, here we are given two questions. Why is this happening? And is it positive or a negative development? Then our thesis statement will be a very short answer of both these questions will be your thesis statement. And if I read my thesis statement, then my thesis statement for this particular statement will become something like this. Plethora of factors are responsible of this situation. It means the this particular line up to this line, right? This particular line is the answer of my first question, why this is happening. So the answer of why is this happening is like there are so many factors are available which are responsible for these trends, and those factors we are going to discuss in our body paragraph number 1. And the another answer of another question would be something like this. As I always says, if you need to write advantage and disadvantage, like you need to give your opinion on any given topic, whether it is advantageous or disadvantageous, always try to be diplomatic. Okay, and just because of that reason, my another part of thesis statement is something like this. Although this scenario yields means produces various merits, it means that although there are so many advantages of this trend, it means there are so many advantages of using latest clothes and having latest hairstyle, but there are some detrimental outcomes also. Detrimental means there are also some harmful effects also for people about following this particular latest trend. Okay, so this is what your thesis statement, and by this thesis statement, examiner will know that okay, in body paragraph number 1, candidate will list out the factors due to which people use this latest clothes and use this hairstyle, and in second paragraph the candidate will write the advantages and disadvantages of this latest trend. Okay, so this is how our introduction paragraph can be developed. Now it's time to see that by using these points which we have just discussed for the introduction paragraph, how our introduction paragraph can be written, okay, by using this discussion. So let's see the same in next slide. Now it's time to discuss body paragraph number 1, in which we are going to discuss number of factors which are responsible of this trend in which people buy clothes and choose latest hairstyles. So without wasting any time, let's start discussing body paragraph number 1. The first and most important point, according to me, or the factor or the reason, according to me, due to which people buy latest clothes and choose hairstyle, that would be easy availability of internet nowadays. Okay, and just because of this easy availability, people will come to know about more number of fashion brands. They will come to know about latest clothes, latest design of clothes, latest hairstyle, and just because of this all knowledge, to some extent, they will be more attracted towards purchasing same. and that's why easy availability of internet becomes primary reason for people to follow this kind of latest trend. And just because of that reason, you can include this point in your body paragraph number 1. Now it's time to discuss the second point. Now again, the next point would be would be the advertisements by which we are surrounded. Okay, although easy availability of internet, that is one reason. From internet you can come to know about so many things, but there are also certain areas, okay, or there are also certain people who are not who do not use that much internet, but they they are able to see so many advertisements in the society about these products, about the clothes, various brands of clothes, various like various kind of saloons advertisements and all those things. And just because of this influence of these advertisements, to some extent they are tempted to use, or they are tempted to use this latest brand of clothes, and they are attracted to choose this kind of latest hairstyles and all those things. So advertisements can be also considered as a second factor due to which people buy latest clothes and they choose latest hairstyle. Okay, in current world of fashion. So these are the two factors which we have discussed. Now, if I talk about the another point, then the third point or the third reason, according to me, due to which people choose this kind of latest clothes and this kind of hairstyles would be influence of their favorite celebrities. In like if I elaborate this particular point, then in in like in youth actually most of the youngsters are influenced by their favorite celebrity, be it whether they are in the field of sports, whether they are in the field of television industry, Bollywood industry, Hollywood industry, or in any field. But they are highly influenced by their favorite celebrity, and they always try to follow the trends which they are following. They always try to wear the clothes which their favorite celebrities are wearing. They always try to have a hairstyle which their favorite celebrities are keeping in their day-to-day life. Okay, so this influence of favorite celebrities also can be also considered as one of the most important factors due to which people buy clothes and choose hairstyles. Right now, the last point, according to me, would be peer pressure. Peer pressure means what? Peer pressure means, let's say for example, in your friends group, if one particular individual does something, if one particular friend purchase something, some specific kind of clothes, okay, then in pressure of that choice of that friend, okay, sometimes other friends are also pressurized, mentally they are pressurized to purchase similar kind of things, similar kind of clothes, similar, they also, like indirectly, sometimes they are also pressurized to have similar kind of hairstyles also. Okay, in corporate life also sometimes this peer pressure, okay, they, this particular thing is also quite important factor owing to which people buy this latest clothes and choose hairstyle. So these are the 4 points according to me, which are which are factors owing to which right now we are seeing the trend of purchasing clothes, the latest clothes, and having or altering or changing our appearance in terms of trying out different hairstyles. If you have any other factors in your mind, then please feel free to place those points in the comment section so that we can so that the discussion of this particular point can become more comprehensive. Now it's time to see how body paragraph number 1 can be developed by using these points. So without wasting any time, let's see the same. Now it's time to discuss body paragraph number 2, in which we are going to discuss advantages also and disadvantages also of this particular trend, in which people always love to buy new clothes and they always try to choose their appearance or to change their appearance by trying out different hairstyles. So, what are the advantages and disadvantages of this particular trend that we are going to discuss in our body paragraph number 2? The first point, according to me, in which I have tried to describe advantage versus disadvantage, both the thing I have mentioned. According to me, if any individual follow this trend, then to some extent he or she can be assertive personality. It means their confidence will be increased. Okay, that particular individual will become confident. That is the advantage. But if I compare the disadvantage against the same, then if this kind of trend, if someone follows this kind of trend very blindly, okay, then it may possible that in a longer run we will lose our originality, right? It means like people will behave in a totally different manner, uh, like the way in actually they are not. It means it in one side, on a positive side, individuals may become confident, but on a negative side, they can lose their originality. Okay, they will start hating their native clothes. Okay, and like they will start becoming like what I can say distracted from their culture and from their society, and in that way they can lose the originality. So that is the first combination of advantage and disadvantage of following this trend. If I talk about the second disadvantage, then it would be like if I talk about the younger generation nowadays, right? So sometimes this younger generation spend quite lot of time in terms of purchasing these clothes on online platform. Not only on online platform, that but sometimes they also spend quite lot of time in some shopping malls to purchase this kind of clothes. They also sometimes waste so much time in terms of exploring new hairstyles, new looks, okay, by taking certain helps, okay, and consequently, like that precious time is being wasted, okay, by younger generation in doing all these things. So instead of doing, or like instead of wasting this precious time in this kind of things, like they can utilize that particular time for learning some new skills which can become helpful in their further life. So this is the disadvantage of following this trend unnecessarily in unnecessary amount. Okay, if younger generation spend quite lot of time in following this kind of trend, then their precious time will be wasted, which can be invested in learning some new skill. So just because of that reason, you can also consider this point in your body paragraph number 2. Now, if I talk about the advantage and disadvantage from the perspective of corporate structure, okay, then there will be two kind of people in corporate structure, like one who follows this latest trend and one who like do not follow this latest trend. So if I talk about the set of people who follow this latest trend, then definitely in corporate industry they will have competitive edge in corporate life. It means they will have slight advantage. They will be given more importance as compared to other people, because by following this latest trend, right? Like their personality will become more assertive, and like confident people will be given more importance in this corporate industry. But again, against this advantage, if I talk about the disadvantage, okay, for those kind of people, then I can consider that in terms of following this trend, sometimes those set of people spend money extravagantly, right? It means that extravagant means like sometimes this set of people spend so much money in purchasing this kind of clothes, in like trying out various kind of looks and all those things. So unnecessary they start spending money, and which will not good for their future life. So again, this is a combination of advantage versus disadvantage of following this trend. Okay, I hope friends you understand all these 3 points, and these are the 3 points which we can consider, we can write or we can mention in our body paragraph number 2. Okay, now it's time to see body paragraph number 2, which can be developed by using this 3 points. So let's see the same. Now it's time to see conclusion. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's see the conclusion for this particular essay. As I always said, friends, like conclusion is nothing but like the answer of who and what. Okay, for given situation, who can do something and what can be done, that would be your conclusion. Okay, now if I talk about the situation as per this statement, then the situation is something like this, in which people follow latest fashion and trend. Okay, so this is the situation, and due to this particular situation, there are also certain advantages and disadvantages which we have already discussed in our body paragraph number 2 and body paragraph number 1. Now, what would be the conclusion? It means who can do something. The answer of who will be your people. People can do something, and what can be done. Okay, the answer of what would be people should not become careless in terms of following this trend. It means they should follow this trend, but in certain limit. They should not spend so much money. They should not invest there so much time. In that way, they should not become reckless or they should not become careless in terms of following this fashion. And this is what your general idea of conclusion. Who means people and what can be done. It means the answer of what would be your they should not become careless in terms of following this latest fashion. That would be your conclusion. If I read out the conclusion in which like I have tried to utilize certain advanced vocabulary, then it would be something like this. To conclude, in spite of having enormous advantages of latest style and fashion, it means although there are so many advantages, enormous means so many. Although there are so many advantages of latest style, people should not become reckless. Reckless means careless. They should not become reckless and they should apply meticulous thinking. They should apply proper planning and proper thinking to adopt this latest fashion in their daily routine. That is what your simple conclusion. Okay. I hope, friends, you like this explanation, and if you really wish me that I prepare this kind of more and more content, then please help me in terms of getting more subscribers on my channel. If you like this kind of videos, then please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. We will meet next weekend with new topic of Stars 2. Till then, be happy, be safe, and now it's time to see entire essay slide by slide. So without wasting any time, let's see the same. Thank you so much for watching my videos.